Amy Landino is in Raleigh tonight. Amy's one of those people that I would put on my list of people that I think have had an influence just on continuing to create my own content. Her book, Vlog Like a Boss, I gotta tell you, even if you don't want to vlog, you ought to pick the book up. Now, I did an audiobook. In fact, it was my second audiobook. My first one was Gary V's. It was the Gary V book I did, Crushing. I was actually going to Phoenix on a business trip, and so I did Gary's on the way out, and then I downloaded Amy's Vlog Like a Boss and did it all the way back. She shares her story. It's actually a funny story that she has about meeting Gary V for the first time, who endorses her book. If you've never done YouTube, if you've never even shot a video, but you've thought about it, if you don't even do video, you really need to read or listen to Vlog Like a Boss. I'm a little partial to the audiobook because it's kind of like you're having a conversation. I'm talking to her, but she can't hear me. I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of her talking at an event for the Triangle Marketing Club. It is really cool.
And I want you to record and repeat after me. Hi there.
Oops. Hi there.
Hi there. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so glad you're here.
I have something very important to tell you.
I have something very important to tell you.
You just made your first terrible video. And I want you to share it. Hashtag Vlog Like a Boss, hashtag TMC Tonight. Because if you never publish, it can't get better. When I look at the lens of this camera, I'm not seeing myself. I'm certainly not looking at myself in the thing. I see one person, and that is my target audience. That is my girl, Charlotte. We're like best friends. I know her like the back of my hand. I know what her commute is. I know what she thinks about. I know what she's losing sleep about. I know what she worries about for her future. And by doing that, I make something for one person, and I affect the many. And that's super important. Having your community say, I feel like she made that for me.
So you were showing the breakdown between like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Can you talk about LinkedIn? Where does that fit in it? And not only just the life of it, but just kind of what you see, how LinkedIn fits into the whole picture.
I think it's very important. I think if specifically you are gearing content in a very B2B business talk kind of capacity, it's specifically very useful for that. I'll speak to my experience with it directly as an example. If you go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/AmyTV, you're going to hear a lot more that works for the average millennial woman because that is who that channel is for. So it could be productivity, time management, putting your best self out there, and just networking, meeting people, being an introvert, some of us are. So that is what that channel is for. But if I want to talk sort of like marketing speak and get really into the weeds on that, I love to do that. The context is going to serve better on LinkedIn because that's where people are looking at me more on the speaking, author, consultant, creative studio side of things. So we can talk about different things over there. One thing I will say is the context matters so much. I mean, Instagram and YouTube are very similar in one way. You'll probably notice that if you've watched, like I said, those like super fast videos of like a cake being made or whatever, and you're like, great, I figured out how to do that in like 5 seconds, that's amazing. You might see that same channel pop up or account pop up over and over again. And it's because Instagram was like, okay, great, I figured you out. You're a baking channel. So now we know how to promote you. YouTube does the same thing. As soon as one thing worked, time management, as soon as you see anything spike, any traffic whatsoever, you lean into that. You do another one, and you do another one. And suddenly you're a specialty channel and YouTube knows how to categorize you. But I think LinkedIn is super important for video because there are so many people paying attention there. There's so many people that don't know how to use the platform properly, but they're still valuable people. And that's because they may be giving you their attention.
This is Sarah.
Hi.
This is my intern. Sarah is a high school student who wants to be a
filmmaker.
You weren't that familiar with Amy, right?
Right.
So what was your takeaway from everything she said?
So I really look up to her now. She's a great speaker and she really went in depth, step by step on how to make a really good YouTube video. She showed us tricks and tips So I was really impressed with that. She's cool.
Are you glad you came?
Oh yeah.
Check out Amy on YouTube. It's youtube.com/AmyTV. She's also got her own company with her husband Vincenzo. It's called Aftermark. But then pick up the book or do the audiobook, Vlog Like a Boss. It is absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching. Love to hear any comments you've got on this, what you think about Amy. Reach out to her. Tell her I said hey, even though I just said hey. So thanks for watching. Amy, I waited till I was in the parking garage to thank you so much. Listen, there's my truck. Thank you so much for coming to Raleigh. It meant a lot. I'll make sure you get the footage, and I promise I won't sell it. Not for much. See ya.